Oh, hello, Doctor Who fans. I've literally walked in the door because I really want to tell you some really crazy weird news. I went to on a job training course today, and at a hotel, and there was a guy sitting beside me, and he said, because I had a bottle with water with me, which is like a TARDIS. This. Oh. He said, "Doctor Who." I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "My grandfather, Dennis Plenty, that's his name, was an extra in Doctor Who in the 70s and actually in the 60s. I looked at he showed me this record of all these episodes, like The Massacre. He was actually a Dalek Operator, he told me as well. And also he was in things like The Mutants, Planet of the Spiders. He was actually one of the Havoc crew, I think, always connected to them so as a unit soldier, as an extra. He showed me a picture of his grandfather. Brilliant. I mean, that's a small world, isn't it, when you think about it? Now, this guy at the hotel is called Daniel Plenty. So thank you, Daniel, for... I'll be probably seeing you tomorrow as well. That's amazing that it's a small world that you're sitting right next to somebody whose grandfather's been in Doctor Who right from the 1960s through to the 80s. I think he was... he was in the Mask of Man right up in the 70s. So 60s and 70s, his grandfather was there. So that's amazing. Dennis Plenty. I've never heard the name. Maybe he was uncredited. Maybe I just didn't register. But Dennis Plenty. Look it up, guys. This guy was in Doctor Who. How small a world is that? I'm speaking to his grandson at a hotel. Wonderful.
Just a minute. The last film I've done was the last James Bond film. No Time to Die.
You were in that film as an extra?
No, I worked on it just as a crew.
As a crew, yeah, fine. So when you're ready, are you ready?
Yeah, then.
Right, Doctor Who fans, welcome to this special location where I've met, I won't tell him what it is. Daniel Plenty, of course, is the grandson of Dennis Plenty, one of the major luminaries, should we call him, in Doctor Who, as one of the stars there. First Star Wars trooper ever, yes?
Original Stormtrooper.
Wow. So can you, it's not about me, can you tell us, Daniel, first of all, your background, how you come into movies yourself, and what you knew about your grandfather?
I got into through my grandfather, who was a model. Then he got into extra work and become an actor. And my dad got into it through him. So I followed foot and went in the film industry myself for 20 odd years. But yeah, my granddad was a models knitwear, all different kinds of things. And then he said, "Oh, I fancied acting." So he got into acting, and they said, "Oh, is this the James Bond of Harlow, where we're from, Essex?" Mm-hmm. And it just went off from there.
I mean, obviously you must have met your grandfather over the years until, well, what was he like as a person? What was he like as a person, your grandfather? What was he like?
He was very nice, quiet, but very nice. Didn't often talk about his career.
Sounds like he's very unassuming would be the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did tell anecdotes from the film sets, and he used to take me along as well. He was friends with Michael Caine. He used to get
not a lot of people know that. Right.
He used to get Michael Caine to look after me on the film set where he does this scene.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did he mention anything about the appearances in Doctor Who at all? I mean, what in terms of the people he met, like the certain doctors, what they were like or not?
No, not really.
He didn't mention them.
No. But he did mention he still got some of the equipment he had, the props, the Dalek things he had, he kept some of it.
Yeah.
He stole.
Right, yes. You often hear stories about things being taken.
Yeah. But no, he's very, very Korean.
So what about you, Daniel? What about your extras work? More than extra. You've been in these latest James Bond film you said before to me. Yeah?
I was part of the crew on the latest James Bond film, No Time to Die.
Right.
I worked on.
What were you doing in that one?
Just locations and security. It was my 5th James Bond film I've worked on. I've done over 80 to 90 movies.
Any major films apart from the James Bond that you can mention? Go on, name drop. Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah. Johnny Depp.
Bourne Ultimatum, Jason Bourne.
Oh, the Bourne Ultimatums, all the rest of it. Yeah,
Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, 101 Dalmatians, things like that.
And how did you get into this? I know your grandfather did it. Is it because you copied him or just followed his footsteps, or did he get you in there?
Follow footsteps. My father had his own company, location security company, so I got into it through there.
Sorry, I must ask, what's that hat you're wearing?
Oh no!
Oh no, it's nothing to do with.
I've got film hats at home and film jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good experience.
Yeah.
But long hours.
Is it just a case of, I've heard a lot of stories about actors standing around waiting for their work. It's the same with the people like yourself working in the place.
Yeah.
You're literally standing around, waiting for something to happen, or have there been any security issues you had to deal with?
We've had a few. We've had people try breaking into the wardrobe department, in costumes and all that. We've had
And what's your course of action then? Just phone the police, or what do you do?
phone the police and plus keep an eye on them, try following them and see where they go. That's the most major thing that's ever happened to me, really.
Wow.
And also, obviously, we've had public try to get on the film set to come see the actors. We've had the barrier, the whole road up to stop them getting in and stand at the back.
Do you get a lot of fans doing things like this, unorthodox things, shall we say?
Yes. Oh yes, we get a lot.
Yeah.
Get a lot.
Yeah.
I've had to do security.
People are too overly eager, aren't? What's the word? Like almost obsessive.
Fanatic.
Yeah, well, it's the word. It's in the word, isn't it? Fan. Yes. Yeah. I mean, obviously, he worked in. Your grandfather himself worked on all sorts of things, as you rightly say. Did you or your father work in Doctor Who in any form or fashion, even the new one?
Oh yeah. Done my dad done the 50th anniversary.
Your dad did the 50th anniversary. What's your dad's name, by the way?
Colin
Plenty. Yeah.
What
did he do in that? Do you mind me asking? What
he just done security and location work.
Security.
He's done all his extra work before.
Seems like you've kept it in the family, you guys, haven't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. My little brother does it.
Yeah.
My younger sister does it. Yeah.
They're all doing the same as you, or extra other things like acting, even.
Same. No, just same thing. No acting. I can't act anyway.
Well, I mean, obviously your grandfather was in costumes a lot and this sort of thing, as you said. So you kind of are acting in the sense that you're not physically speaking. It's not a spoken part. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some speaking roles.
Yeah.
A film with Julie Walters.
He reminds me of grandfather, someone else, and there was an actor who was in Marco Polo, a story with Doctor Who with William Hartnell. He played Tigana. Viewers will know his name, but he was actually a famous actor in his own right. He had his own TV show and this sort of thing. But your father looks a bit like him.
Yeah. My brother looks more like my granddad.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of things. Things I didn't even know.
Darren Nesbitt. I'll tell you one thing. Darren Nesbitt. That's the actor's name I think. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Like the other week, I didn't know my grandfather was in the Elephant Man.
Right, well, he's in it with John Hurt.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in it.
Who was in the 50th anniversary, of course.
Yeah.
It's funny how small world, isn't it, with these things?
I just remember that.
He was. Yeah, that's an amazing film, The Elephant Man, of course. I love that film. With it's also got the other famous, talking about the one who played the person who was looking after him.
Oh.
But you know him. Come on, everybody knows. Watching knows who he is. He's been in loads. He's a Welsh actor, isn't he?
Oh, Andy Hopkins.
Exactly.
Oh, Sir Anthony.
Yeah.
Nice man.
Sir,
Very
yeah.
nice man.
Have you met some of these people, by the way, yourself? And are they just ordinary people in the sense that, they're not putting on airs and graces and this sort of thing and behaving like stars?
Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt before.
Yep.
I've had a cup of coffee with Anthony Hopkins.
Yep.
I've hung out with Sir Ian McKellen.
Are they just speaking?
Just hanging out, speaking to him, asking how the day is. He'll go, it's not the hours, it's the work.
Yeah.
People like that. I've met a lot.
Yeah.
Hung out with a lot. I've been called twat by Daniel Craig.
Why?
007 tattooed there. It's love.
Are you a big fan, by the way, of 007?
I love James Bond.
From Doctor No onwards?
Oh yeah.
Who's your favourite James Bond? John Connery. Yeah.
Connery.
What was the favourite film of his? Because obviously he made that remake of Thunderball, didn't he, by the way? Goldfinger, your favourite film?
I think that's the best one.
With Pussy Galore and so I better edit that part out actually. Gert Frobe, of course, played Goldfinger, didn't he? Gert Frobe.
Yeah.
Who played in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, of course, the Baron.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember Colgate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about Diamonds Are Forever? You like those?
Yeah, I like all the Bond
His
films.
last films, yeah. But mainly Sean Connery is the man for you, was he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen another film called Marnie? Sean Connery. Heard of the film?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen
I
it.
met a girl the other week who was in this club thing. She said her name was Martha. You remind me of a famous film, and sure enough, Marnie. It's an unusual name, isn't it, Marnie? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And also, my granddad was friends with the Cranes.
With the Cray twins.
He grew up with them.
Oh my God.
He lived just around the corner from
People
them.
have perceptions about the way people are in real life.
Yeah.
As in, they were put in a villainous context, but I bet in real life they were quite charming people. They always are, aren't they?
My granddad said one nicest blokes he's ever met in his entire life.
But they have a reputation because they had respect. They had that reputation to maintain, yeah.
Yep.
Right, Daniel, I'll finish it there. Look, thank you,
No
Daniel.
problems.
So thank you, Daniel, for taking part in the interview, and we'll see you on the Facebook